Yo, what's up, guys? Good morning. Happy Wednesday. Yes, it is Wednesday, June 10th, the time of, broadcasting here live. So I wanted to say welcome to today's coffee talk, and hopefully your day is going well. What we'll do here is we'll do our usual. We'll wait for everyone to start coming on, start connecting, making sure that Facebook and YouTube has let you guys know that we are actually live, and we are going to be talking about something that I think, well, it's not talked about enough by me, by the way, something that I've done in the past and I still do. And that really has to do with digital products, not just physical products. A lot of times we want to know how do we add revenue streams without having to add a physical product or maybe even an affiliate offer? What can we do? So what I decided to share here today is some of the things that you can do, some of the things that are easier than others to do, and we can kind of talk through that. But if you guys have any questions on this, let me know. And also, if you have any ideas that you're thinking about maybe adding to your business as far as product wise, I'd be more than happy to answer those for you as well. So let's see here. Who is connecting with us today? Let's see. Yeah, we got a few of our usual people in the house. What's up, Justin? Morning crew. What's happening? Let's do a little cheers. Cheers, Justin. Oh, and Justin says, I love your new podcast format. Cool. That's awesome. That's great to hear, by the way, which today's episode that aired was from, or that I had, the guest was Amber from The Profit. Actually, she's the executive producer of The Profit. So if you guys have not listened to that yet today, if it's in your podcast feed, make sure that you go listen to that episode later. Put it in your things to do later and listen to that episode. Really great interview with her. Yesterday, you guys know, I was a little bit, I was scrambling to get on here because, I had a guest that I did the interview with, and his name is Dave Turin from Gold Rush. Actually, his original debut was in Gold Rush, or the TV show Gold Rush. Now he has his own show called Dave Turin's Lost Mine. So really fun and cool. So I'm having fun too, Justin, and it's I'm glad that you love the new format. So does it make sense for you? That's a great question though. So does it make sense for you, like Mondays or like some type of training or case study, sharing something like that? Wednesday would be an interview that would be with a featured guest that we can kind of break down, their journey, their struggles, their victories, all of that stuff. And then Friday is the jam session. So what is your favorite? Is it Monday, Wednesday, or Friday? What's up, James? What's up? How you doing, man? Tamara's in the house. Morning, Scott, and my coffee crew. What's up? What's up? Kate's in the house. What's up, Kate? Love this topic. Awesome. Well, if you have any questions on this will be the time to answer these questions for you. Rebecca, good morning to you as well. Grace, what's up? Good morning to you. Karen, good morning. Yes, you're here. Kay is here. What's up, Kay? Let's see here. Rebecca, Justin is there today to remind you to take a sip. Yes, thank you. And you just did as well. Because you guys know that I sometimes forget. Let's see. Good morning, Scott and the morning crew. Can't stay, but I'll catch the replay. Have an awesome day, everyone. Well, thanks for stopping in anyway and saying hello. And yes, you go out there and you have an amazing day as well. Rebecca, love the podcast too. Awesome. I'm really glad to hear that, by the way, because I was a little, I don't know if I should do this. And now I'm really glad that I did. And I'm starting to get into a little bit of a cadence, a little bit of a flow. So it's feeling really good. Favorite is Wednesday, Salama says, with the guests. Well, that's really cool to hear. And I've got some amazing guests coming up, guys. Really, really cool. It's funny. My father, who does some of the posting for us in our niche sites and also on Brand Creators now, he was like, hey, can you let me listen to that before it airs? I go, hey, you gotta wait. You gotta wait until we air this thing. And I actually have another buddy of mine who also does our YouTube stuff, Jimmy the Shark, who's probably listening back to this. And he said the same thing. He goes, oh, I want to listen to that one. Can you let me listen to that one before it airs? So that one there's a good episode because, well, if you've ever followed Gold Rush or even just the idea of gold, mining for gold, it pertains a lot to business and how we're out there and we're just trying to figure it out. We're trying to find our way. We're trying to find the right pile of dirt, to mine. Anyway, yeah. So that's awesome to hear though. Good morning, Mel. How are you doing? Iva, love the Wednesday interviews. Awesome. Kate, I love Sundays, inspirational, and Fridays too. Yeah, well, Sundays are typically here, right? We do those here. And yes, you're right. The format for Sundays for me are always inspirational, as Saturdays probably too, because I think we need to reset that mind and go into the week with a positive reboot, if you will. Diego, good morning to you. Let's see here. Love the new format. Fridays are my fave. Well, Tamara says that Fridays are the fave. Okay, cool. How many different devices do you use to go live on Facebook, YouTube, and Insta? Well, it's funny. Right now, I'm not even going live on Insta. So those guys are not getting this. All right. And the reason why, to be quite honest with you, I don't get a ton of engagement there. I get a few. But also, I think that if people are there, I want them to come over here. I want them to be here on this platform. Now, I might be thinking differently if I had a larger Instagram following, but I don't want to put the time and effort in there because to me, it's not evergreen. This is more evergreen. We're on YouTube. We're on Facebook. And it doesn't matter right now if I have 10 people on, if I have 100 people on, 1,000 people on. It doesn't matter. A lot of people watch the replays. And that's one big takeaway I want you guys to understand, that when you're doing something like this, you're creating an evergreen asset, right? So all of these episodes that I've done, I call them episodes. Let's just call them episodes. Every time that I come on here, I'm creating a new piece of content that someone can consume. The other thing that we can do, and we can talk about this stuff later, because what I'm doing here on the morning, the Take Action Morning Show too, guys, is I'm going to give you guys a little bit more behind the scenes of building the podcast and building brand creators and all of that stuff, because I've always wanted to talk about that stuff. But I felt like, oh, you really can't because, you're talking about selling physical products or you're selling, niche site stuff or whatever, right? But there's a whole nother side that I would love to share with you guys. Digital products is one of them, right? We just did a digital product, if you will, in our Pinterest traffic workshop, which is right now in our second week. And I would love to go through that process with you guys because I've done it time and time again. And I've learned a lot, what to do, what not to do, how to pre-sell it, how to build up anticipation for something, how to launch it, how to make sure that you have, enough interest in order to create the training or the book or anything like that. So I would love to talk more on that stuff. Anyway, I went on a little bit of a tangent there. But to answer your question, Mel, how many different devices? I have one device. I did have the other device sitting over here, with Instagram. Today, I just decided not to do it. I had my phone sitting up, right? So that's not that technical. You set your phone up, up against something, you press live and then you go, right? This right here, those are the two main core things, right? The light over here. I've got some window light too. Like on my window light, like I can open these blinds up, like these little shutter blinds, and look at how my lighting changed right there, right? So that's a little bit more bright, but it's also not sunny out right now. So I have that going on. I'm going to close them up a little bit. But really, it's just that main device. What's allowing me to broadcast, though, is the StreamYard that I'm using. And it's a tool. You buy it. I think I'm paying $49 a month. And what it does, it allows me to broadcast up to 5 different channels. So right now I'm on my Facebook fan page. I am on the group page. I am on YouTube. So I'm on Facebook in 2 different areas. I'm on YouTube on one channel. And that's it. When it's all done, they still reside there. So I'll notice that once I get done, there'll be a few hundred views, and then later there'll be a few thousand maybe, right? The other cool thing that we can do is we can chop this stuff up and we can start running targeted ads that will get engagement and start to build out your brand that way. There's a lot of cool things you can do with it. Octavio, good AM brand rockers. Ooh, I like that. Brand rockers. I like that. Way to go, Octavio. Which, speaking of interviews, guys, we are approaching the open of Brand Creators Academy. All right. So I'm going to get into the digital products here in a minute, guys, but let me just kind of explain, because this will help you guys as well. I talked probably around four coffee talks ago. We talked about creating a runway before you're ready to actually promote or launch your thing. So as you guys know, we open Brand Creators Academy only 4 times a year right now currently. Okay. And there's a lot of different reasons why we do it. One of the main reasons is because we don't want to have to be promoting it every single day, every single week. It takes a lot of bandwidth. It takes a lot of energy, right? We want to focus all of our energy inside of Brand Creators Academy, which today we actually have a virtual call. So we're going to be showing up like this, but everyone's going to be in the room together, everyone that shows up live, and we're going to do Q&A for an hour, hour and a half. And we're just basically going to be in a virtual room together, right? So I want to spend as much quality time with that group to help them, right? So that's why we do that. But leading up to that, we do have a runway, right? So right now we have about a little under 4 weeks before we open. July 6th, if you're interested and you have not yet joined us in Brand Creators Academy, be ready, because on July 6th, we are opening the doors for enrollment for 5 days. And we're closing enrollment once again for another 3 months. So again, see what I just did there? I let you guys know that we're opening on July 6th. That's the only time that we're going to be allowing people in. And then from there, you can join or you don't have to join. It's totally up to you. But in the meantime, I do want to be doing stuff like this, where I'm helping you with brand building stuff. Everything that I talk about relates to what we talk about in the playbook, right? You guys have heard me talk about the playbook. All of our Brand Creators Academy members get the playbook. And then you can also purchase this outside of Brand Creators Academy. But everything we talk about and everything that I really teach and stuff is inside the playbook, but we go deeper into certain areas. So what I'm doing is I'm bringing attention to these different points of that. Now, if you're like, Scott, I just want to sell a product on Amazon, I'm probably not the guy for you right now, right? Like, this here will help with that a lot, but we're not focusing on just launching a physical product. That's part of monetization if you want to go down that road, but that's not all of it, right? So what I'm doing is I am attracting the people, you guys that are here right now. I'm attracting the right people that are interested in building a brand, right? So now for the next 4 weeks, I have specifically, okay, not necessarily in these coffee talks right now, but in the podcast, I am thinking about what do I want to air on those Monday episodes, because those Monday episodes are really trainings or case studies or something you can take away and apply to your business. So what I've done is I've taken someone like Octavio, which we're going to get on a call tomorrow, I believe it is. It's on my calendar, Octavio, so don't worry. And we're going to dig into his brand and where he started before he was in Brand Creators Academy. So this will help educate people. It'll help inspire people. It'll give people a real live example of what it looks like. And it also talks about Brand Creators Academy, right? So everything kind of helps each other there, right? And then I get to say, oh, and by the way, we're opening July 6th, right? And then that way there, you guys can decide if you want to come in or not. But I'm letting you know way in advance of when we do it. I'm not letting you know 3 days before we open, okay? So whenever you're doing this, this is why we always want to have a runway. You want to plan that. Okay. And that's what we're doing right now. All right. And there's a whole thing behind the scenes with ads that you're running, and you're building these warm audiences, and then you're showing them there's a whole bunch that can go on behind the scenes. But to keep it really simple, we're seeding, the idea that what we're doing is coming, and then you're going to be aware of it. And you want to use this in I don't care if you're selling, bass fishing lures and you have them and you're going to be releasing a limited edition. You want to let people know in advance and build that up, so that way there you're bringing attention, and then you're able to sell, right? And we will be selling Brand Creators Academy the week of July 6th. We will be sending emails out to say, hey, come join us. You should. Here's why, right? And so this month, I've got an interview with Octavio. I've got another one that I have scheduled with another one of our members, which is going to be awesome. And she is doing amazing. And of course, you know, like I just did one, what was it? This Monday, we talked about how we have one post that was created over 10 months ago that's showing signs that it's getting traffic that we're going to now monetize, right? But that also leads back to, that's what we teach inside Brand Creators Academy, right? So it all kind of feeds itself. All right. So anyway, Octavio just reminded me, and brand rockers. I love that. Salva, should you have a digital product once you have a list? You know, yes, you know, you can, but it's not necessary that you have to say, I have to start with that, right? A lot of people want to know, they're like, Scott, what would you do if you were starting over today, right? Like, what would you do? And I've talked about this numerous times, but because I've done all different types of business models, all different types. I mean, we're talking physical products. We're talking building my own products, like a projector that transfers 8mm film by hand and selling those for $900 and doing over $100,000 in those projectors. But I built them basically by hand. I've done all that, right? I've done that. It's a great business model. It requires work, right? And I'm not opposed to work, but there's easier ways. When I landed or I got introduced to digital products and how that whole process works, that became a no-brainer for me. I'm like, that's what I would do. But not every brand lends itself to a digital product, right? So let me ask you guys, before we do dive into more of this topic, does your market lend itself to a digital product? And we can talk about ways to discover this, but are you clear right now that there's a digital product that people would need and that they're also currently buying right now? Have you validated that people are already buying a digital product in your space? Because if I go way back in the day when I launched my digital product, my first digital product, which was around Photoshop and you know, basically doing photography stuff, I knew that people were consuming videos and training. Why? Because I was buying them, right? So I knew that already existed. So you got to validate that. But I would love to know, guys, do you know right now that your market is selling digital products? Is there already validation that has been done? So I'm just curious. Let's see. Mel, listening on the digital products, I'm ready to teach more. I love teaching. Well, Mel, that is something that if you love teaching, and if you're ready to teach more, then yes, then you are ready, right? Then you just need to figure out how to get attention, how to get people, you know, excited about what you are going to offer them, but also delivering value for free, just as I am doing right here. And that is the secret formula, guys. I mean, you got to get attention and you got to get the right people. We talk about lead magnets, right? The lead magnet is going to be that is going to help them with one small thing. We want to get them something really, really quick, right? Really, really quick. Here's an example, right? We offer our brand growth validation checklist, our little cheat sheet, right? And we're actually going through some little tweaks there. And I may even peel back the curtain a little bit and share with you guys what that looks like, what we're testing, right? Because I think that would be useful for you guys. What we have there is it's literally like a 5 or 6 page checklist. It's really a cheat sheet in a sense, right? You would go through this checklist. We call it our brand growth validation checklist, and it's free. But at the end of you going through that, within 10 minutes, maybe 15 minutes, right? 10 minutes. I can do it in 10 minutes, right? And once you get the hang of it, you can do it in 10 minutes. You can go through that process and you can know instantly that if your market is worth pursuing or if it has opportunity for growth. So think about that. You're sitting there saying to yourself, I wonder, you know, I don't know where to really start. I've got a few ideas that I think I could build a brand around, but I'm just not sure. And then I show up and I go, hey, I've got this checklist. It's a little cheat sheet. All you got to do is go through it. And it will tell you, by going through this, it will tell you, I don't want to say with 100% certainty, but you'll have a lot more certainty than you have right now. And you'll feel really confident about going into that market, or it will stop you from going into a market that wouldn't have been profitable, right? So if I can get that answer to you really quickly, you're in, right? Then you're like, oh, cool. And so Scott just helped me with that. And I'm like, okay, guys, here's this. Here's the little book, right? Here's the little guide. Here's the playbook, right? So then if you take the playbook, that's going to take it to the next level where it's going to map everything out for you now. But you already validated it, right? So you go through that process, right? But that lead magnet is really giving a simple win for someone. If it's, and I used, I think it was James, if you teach me how to play, an AC/DC song, and I want to learn that song, and you can basically just give me the tablature and then you can show me how to do the riff real quick, that's a win. I'm following James now, right? And it's so easy. Like someone for James that's doing guitar training, so easy for a lead magnet, right? Find the song that people are trying to learn the most in that arena. If it's in country, then do a country song. If it's in heavy metal, do a heavy metal song, right? You just niche it to whatever you want to teach and who you want to attract. But if you go through this process and you say, well, my market, I don't think that they're into digital products, then we got to validate that, right? And there's some things that we can do to validate that. I'll share with you here in a minute. Let's see. Let's see. Justin, Brand Rockers, great t-shirt. I love that, actually, by the way. We're going to have to note that one. I love that. Don't forget to sip your bulletproof. Thanks, Justin. Yes, that was delicious. I never get sick of that coffee. Are you opening and closing brand creators to create urgency and scarcity? Yes and no. One of my main reasons is, number one, I want to serve Brand Creators Academy with as much of my time and energy as I can. When I have found, because I've done it, where I'm promoting a webinar every week, some of you don't know, but about 3 years ago, I was doing a live webinar every single week. Every single week. I did that for probably about 1.5 years, maybe close to 2 years, every single week. Then we went to bi-weekly. Then we went to once a month. Then we went to, let's just not do these anymore because it's a lot of work and I'm just kind of getting burnt out, to be honest with you. And then, so when you're doing all that stuff, you're building up every single week to a webinar. You're then on the webinar teaching, but then you're going to let people into your, your training. And then you got to repeat that cycle again in another week, right? I want to just get that done and then just get people in that want to learn. And then the other people that didn't get in, we can give them stuff in between. It just makes it easier and just less that you're constantly grinding and promoting, right? So that's, there is certain things that you can do to promote something like this on a regular basis, which we're doing, right? We have a little mini baby funnel that this goes through. And so that's one of the big reasons. The other reason is, yes, anytime that you add an open close, you're always going to get a bigger response, but it's not faked either. It's like you're not faking scarcity because it's real, right? I'm closing it and I am closing it. Our Pinterest training, same thing. We opened it for I think 3 days, 5 days, something like that. So it was an open and a close. Why did we do that? Because we're running a live class right now, right? That's it. Now, in the future, could we make that an evergreen product and sell it for $100? Probably, right? Don't know if we will, but you can. But yeah, whenever you have the urgency there, it does make people want to jump in. Let's see. Oh, definitely. Mel says definitely. Okay, cool. Udemy has plenty of ideas for creating digital products. That's a great place to get ideas. Now, I wouldn't suggest going on Udemy and being one of their course creators, because then you're just in the sea of course creators. I wouldn't go down that route. Iva, yes, but how do you know if the market is too saturated with a specific digital product? How can I stand out? Well, I guess the first thing, Iva, is you would want to say, okay, let's say, for example, you're going to Etsy and you're saying, I wonder if people are downloading a digital download of something, right? And then all you would do is you would see someone else that's already validating that they're doing it. So it would need to be unique in a sense that you're not just having the same templates that everyone else is doing. It needs to be specific to you. That is your unique selling proposition, right? That is your thing. So if it's the same exact thing. Now, when we were doing digital templates for basically babies, We would have these really elaborate sets that we would pay, thousands of dollars for. And then we would do these little digital cutouts that where you could take a baby's photo on a white background or a green screen and then take that and put it into a wash tub set, right? That you would pay $2,000 to $3,000 for. So no one else could have that same set because it's our set, right? So yes, you're right. You don't want to just have the same exact template that everyone else has. You want to come up with your own unique thing if you can. And sometimes the unique thing is just the way that you teach it or the way that you share it. Mel, I've got my second live happening Friday. Herbs to ease stress and anxiety. Love that. My first live had 58 watchers. That's awesome. Some turned into customers and most got on the email list. I'm looking forward to creating more of a strategy and routine for it. Mel, I love that. And yes, having 58 watchers is incredible. That's awesome. And so just keep doing them. Okay. And the cool thing is, if you go back now and look at the viewers of that, there's a lot of potential there too. The other thing is, because it's on Facebook, which you may or may not know this, you're building a custom invisible audience behind the scenes. If people watch even just 10 seconds of that, they can become part of a custom audience. If you want to say, I only want to target new ads to these people that have watched 25% or more, we can do that too. So there's a lot of upside there. And if you're building the email list, then you're going to want to take that email list too and remind people that you're doing a live. That way there you can get more people on. But I love that. And I would love to brainstorm more on that. Let's see. Salma, when you would create your own course, even though you can't, or you can find a reputable course paying you 50%. I think it's, why would you create your own course, even though you can find a reputable course? Well, because sometimes, and I agree, in the beginning, 50% commission is great, but you also don't have control over that customer later, right? So that's one thing. I'm a fan of being an affiliate, by the way. But when you have your own course, then you can have other people promoting your course and paying them 50% to bring in new people, right? So that's the other opportunity. But in the beginning, it might just be easier for you to promote someone else's product, so you can, so you can kind of see and test the market. But the main reason why I wouldn't want to just, like, for me personally, for brand creators, I'm not going to be an affiliate for showing people how to build a brand, because that's what we do, right? Now, if I wanted to get someone on that was a YouTube expert and I'm not, and I'm going to learn from this person, and I took their course and I'm going to recommend their course, then yeah, I'll be a partner with them, right? That's how I would look at that. By the way, my Pinterest 2 weeks ago had 640 monthly views. Today, 28,000. Holy stromboli. I haven't even implemented anywhere near all of the things. So cool. That is really cool. And yeah, I might need to screenshot that one. What has been the biggest thing for you, Mel, in that? Is it just consistency? I'm just curious. And you haven't even implemented everything yet. That is phenomenal. So awesome job. And thanks for sharing that. Kate, digital products is definitely good in my market. I've been trying to think of possible physical products, not as obvious in the personal development area. You're right. So go with the digital products. Why not? I think good how-to videos would be beneficial to my niche because the ebooks do not seem strong. The existing digital products don't do well, for example, on Amazon. Yeah, so don't look at digital products necessarily on Amazon. You would want to go to a place like ClickBank and look into your market and see how they're doing. The other thing is to explore other websites in your industry and see if they're offering digital products or recommending other people's digital products. That's a way that you can get ideas for that as well. Salma, what are the benefits of joining Brand Creators Academy after someone buys the book apart from the community? Well, there's a lot of videos. We have a whole roadmap that goes through step by step, everything from niche selection to validation to setting up your website, to building out your content, to optimizing your content, like everything step by step. So we have a roadmap built out for over 30 straight days. Then there's also and I think you're part of the Pinterest Traffic Workshop, but that's also added in for Brand Creators Academy. So they don't have to ever purchase anything additional when we do additional courses. We also have every single month, we pull the curtain back and we show people the brands that we're working on, at least one of them totally transparently. So we share those numbers. I actually this morning just shared a little screenshot with them that we have 2 posts right now that were created over 7 months ago, and they're now starting to boom, they're starting to hit. And so we share those posts. We kind of, we show them all of the details. The other thing is we do 2 live monthly calls. Today, we're doing one in a virtual call. So it's a Q&A call for just our members. Today, we're going to do a virtual call where we're face-to-face. Everyone's on camera. And then the other thing is the community. Yes, we have people in there just like Octavio, who is crushing it, who is sharing how he is creating his Pinterest images, his thumbnails, his frequency, his different, he actually posted a template on how to submit it to a VA for your writers. So there's all of that stuff that comes along with it. And then we also will do hot seats. So I've got 2 hot seats scheduled this week with our members, and then they're recorded, and then everyone gets to watch them. So it's just ongoing support and also training. So I actually did a video this month on basically showing that post, how I created it, when I created it, and then now that it's getting traction, the product that I'm going to put on that. And now we're going to test that and we're going to share that. So that's basically it in a nutshell. We do a lot of interacting and helping. Justin, message for James, message me and I can show you how someone that is successfully selling ebooks on Amazon, but playing the guitar. Oh, cool. Awesome. I didn't think about that. The whole ads world is huge. It is. And you know what? Keep doing what you're doing, Mel. Don't worry about the ad thing. It's happening automatically. We can then extract that later, and then you can just say, because you're posting all of them on your fan page, I believe, correct? If you are, then that data is somewhat stored, and you can always go back and target people that have watched certain amounts of those videos. Consistency and creating good looking pins, great hashtags, etc. Maybe just showing up. I completely neglected Pinterest before. That's awesome. I'm curious too, though, on that, with that many impressions, how are we doing on clicks? Are you able to see your clicks yet? Salama, please do a coffee talk on A to Z on creating monthly membership business. Yeah, I'm trying to think how that would even, because a monthly membership means that you need to be able to have, stuff that you're going to share with people every single month and that they're going to want to pay for, right? So our unique selling proposition for Brand Creators Academy is you're going to get not just me having like examples externally, like, bass fishing or whatever. I'm going to actually show you the market and the niche. Everyone that's in there, I would say 90% of our members are also sharing their niches. So you get to see what's working, what's not working. We also do, that's the other thing I didn't even mention, website reviews. So on one Wednesday a month, we'll do a website Wednesday where I'll tell people I'm going to be doing this, submit your website. And then what we'll do is we'll do a review on the website, and then they'll go out, make changes, come back. How does it look? How did we do? So those are some things, but you need to, I've done memberships. I've done 3, and the one I ran for over 7 years. And it was a low ticket monthly membership. It was $9.99 a month. I think at our peak, we had about 1,500 members, paying members, but the upside of that as well was then we offered things additionally inside for them to buy at a discount from what we offer it outside of that. So it was kind of like your Sam's Club or BJ's Warehouse, like any of those. It was kind of that model, worked really well. But it was one of those things that over time I kind of got burnt out with it and decided to move on. But now Brand Creators Academy is my main focus. But I didn't start with that again. I did another physical product, but I also did digital products. And then I went back into doing memberships after I kind of seen what the market wanted and needed. And also just everything that I've done kind of came back to, I should probably do that so I could do more support on a regular basis. Let's see. Oh, Rebecca says, wow, way to go, Mel. Congrats. Mel, yep, on my Facebook page, and I invite my email list. That's awesome, Mel. I want you to keep me posted on all of that as well, because I think we could really, we can do some really cool things with what you're doing. So definitely would love to continue to see that. And Mel, I don't believe you're in Brand Creators Academy, and if you are, you're silent. And I'm not selling you here, but I kind of am, because you're in a great position where you would benefit extremely. from that community. Engagements are up. Oh, wow. Geez, 1,490%. Those are insane. Yeah, send me over some screenshots of that, Mel. Those would make some good little testimonials there, which you guys all should be collecting, by the way, yourself. Have you had members cancel membership? Reason? Yeah, of course. You're always going to have retention issues. You know what I mean? And it's not even issues. It's like, how do you satisfy everyone? And a lot of times it's not people leaving because they don't like it. It's that they don't feel they have enough time, which I think is an excuse. I think that they're just not making that a priority. Yeah, we do, of course. It's very low, to be honest with you. And like I said, I've had other memberships. This one here is probably our lowest retention. And I think it's because we're giving really a lot of interaction. Chris Schaefer will jump on and literally do a video response to a question a lot. So having someone, like if you're doing Facebook ads, like we do that stuff in there too, by the way, guys. We do like email list building, like all of that stuff. And, you know, Chris is a Facebook ads. He doesn't like to call himself that, but I do. He's an expert. The guy knows what he's talking about and he's good at it. So, you know, you're able to kind of tap into that as well. Yeah, we've had people cancel, of course. Still a long way to go for me, but inspired by Scott and the coffee crew, concentrating on just putting out posts right now. That's good. It's not giving me the click data yet. Okay. Yeah. Give it a little bit of time. Nope, not yet. Yeah. Mel. Yeah. Again, for someone like you, I think it would totally benefit you. But again, totally your call. All right. So let me go into my notes. I know that was long, but we got into some dialogue there. And we're going to wrap this up soon. But I think this has been really, really good. Okay. So here's what I wanted to say. There's 3 different types of digital products that you could be creating. There's some that are easier than others. So number 1 is your typical ebook. Okay. Now this is technically an ebook. Okay. We do not print this and ship it to people. Okay. We used to, found out that it was just a lot of headaches because people wouldn't get them or they were shipped to the wrong address or something like that. And people wanted it now. And then we had to send them a digital copy anyway. So we're like, let's just do it digital, just like, you know, you would buy a Kindle book, right? But I always encourage people to print it out. Always print it out because then it makes it more real. And then also you can make notes and all of that stuff, right? But this is technically an ebook. This ebook, by the way, this guide, this manual, this playbook was created from, I believe it's like 6 or 7 podcast episodes. So I mapped out what I wanted to teach and I just recorded myself. I broadcasted it out on podcasts. Then I took those podcasts, I had those transcribed. And then from there, we went in and edited them, added pictures, made it more clear, gave examples and just different scenarios and all of that stuff to make it a full out, ebook or book or guide, right? So that's how that was created. So you all have the capability of doing that if your market will lend itself to that. Now, you might look at this though and go, wow, Scott, like that's a lot of work and you only sell it for $4.99. Are you crazy? No, because this here isn't about making money. Now, you can make money on just a digital product. I've done it and it works really well. But my goal here on this is not to make money necessarily. If I'm running ads to it, I want it to just cover the cost of the ads. Like that would be amazing. Because what this is doing is it will allow me to help someone, but also get people in the right frame of mind of what we are doing inside of Brand Creators Academy. See? So this here leads to Brand Creators Academy. It will also lead to anybody that wants to maybe join the Pinterest workshop because it's about building traffic, right? We talk about building traffic in here, right? If we do an email list building workshop outside of the academy, we're going to do that. And then it comes from this. People that went through this, they've done email list building, but they might want to go and just focus on building out a sequence, building out broadcast messages, building out a promotional strategy, right? Comes from this, well, we can go deeper in that. And then what we'll do is we'll take that and then we'll plug that into Brand Creators Academy and all of our members get that too for free, right? So you see how it kind of all works together, but you can do this just by, and I've done it where I just write blog posts. So if you want to put together an ebook and you want a simple way to do it, map out what that process looks like that you want to teach and do 5 blog posts or 10 blog posts. And then you just take those, you put them together, you make yourself an ebook. And then you can sell it for $9.99, $4.99. You can test whatever prices you want. The deliverability of it is super easy. You can use Gumroad, you can use eJunkie. There's a bunch of them out there, right? You don't have to use anything really elaborate, right? You could even just send it in an email if you want to. So that's not a problem. So ebooks are great. It's an easy way to get started. Number 2 is video courses. Video courses, there's a lot of different ways, and we can talk about how to create those in another coffee talk. And I know that there's some of our members in Brand Creators Academy, which we're probably going to do a full training on digital products, just because I know that there's a need there for it, and we've done it, so why not? But I can give you guys, again, like the simple way to create a video training would be to, number 1, you got to have the attention first. I wouldn't build the product and then hope to sell it. I would build the audience or the email list, and then I would let them know just by the content that you're creating of what you're thinking about doing, and then let them pay for it as being a beta tester or a founding member or a founding student, right? And then you can give them a discount for 50% off what you're going to sell it for. That will prove the concept, and then you will build that. Simple way to build it: do 2 live calls. That's it. Just do 2 live calls. Say, I'm going to teach part 1 on Saturday. Next Saturday, I'm going to teach part 2. You record it through Zoom or whatever. You turn that into a digital product. Simple as that. Okay. So video courses don't have to be as complicated as you would think. A lot of times people will just try to build the entire course, and then that just takes too long, and then it gets frustrating, and then they build it and they're like, no one buying it, right? Because they didn't do their market validation piece first. So that's that. Video courses are great. And then the third one is digital downloads. So digital downloads are great. So let's say, for example, and I know my friend Cassidy over at Succulents and Sunshine, she has a digital download for ebooks, but she also has them for these little cards that identify certain succulents, right? So she has like 100 cards and she sells them for $20. Well, you can buy the cards and actually print them, or you can just get the digital download of 100 cards, right? Sells them for $10 or $20, right? And I think she has a discount somewhere that you can get them for half off if you go through some certain funnel, right? So that's another example of digital downloads, right? If you are, and we've done this, if you're in photography and you have a template that you can give to a photographer for a maternity or a, maybe it's an infant, announcement, you create that template. Maybe you create 20 templates. You're going to sell to photographers that want those templates because they just want to use the templates. They don't want to create the templates, right? You put them up on Etsy, you put them up on eBay, right? And then you can just they can download those. On eBay, though, you got to be careful. eBay, you have to actually send a physical CD now. So an easy way there is put it on a CD, get it shipped. It's going to cost you about $1, right? And then from there, you just send them an email with the download link. But they get the CD. You have to do that within eBay. eBay used to let you have digital downloads. They don't anymore. That went away a long time ago. And I created, oh gosh, I could keep going. I created a digital, it's called a loop pack, where I was using it for GarageBand. There's a program in Apple. It's been out for a long time. And so I was creating these loops that you could then download and install inside of GarageBand. And I created like 1,000 different loops, and I was selling them for $29.99. And I would sell like 5 to 10 a day consistently. And I was selling them through eBay, and eBay at the time was allowing you to do digital downloads. Then they stopped it. Then I had to start putting them on CDs. So that was great. But again, another example of a digital download. So the other thing I just want to mention here before we wrap is ideas for getting digital products: ClickBank, Amazon Kindle books, and then your market. Look at websites that are already selling digital products on their website. An example of that is, let's see here. I'm trying to, it's Swim University, and why can't I remember? That's terrible. Matt. It's Matt from Swim University. He sells a pool guide digital download for $49. And he did well with that. So another example. Okay. Salma, what is the number of members to aim for initially? Best time to launch for you? April, July, October, whenever. We've done it all different times. We don't really look at like, when's the market the best time? We just do it what's best for us, that we can show up. And if I was launching a membership from scratch, depending on what I'm charging for and how many, it's really dependent on how many people though that you have that you've built your list out of. Like if I built a list of 1,000 people, I mean, 10% would be good. So if you had 10 members join, I think that would be great. But again, you got to ask yourself, are you willing to show up every single month and give those people support for 10 people every single month if they're paying you $20? So you're going to get paid $200 a month to show up for these people. Is that worth it for you? Because you need to make sure that you're delivering on that promise. So I'm not sure that I would go down the membership route first, Salma. I think I would do like a digital product and then start to build my list and sell that. And then from there, see if people needed more support or more things monthly. Octavio, for me, the community and accountability to one another are key to that's been effective in BCA. Ask yourself, have I made the progress that I've wanted by myself? Perhaps you need a coach or a mentor. Yeah. And that was Octavio, right? Octavio, you said that to me, before you joined, you were thinking about doing your website and you were thinking about it for like a year. And then all of a sudden you joined, you're like, all right, I'm going to do it. And you did it. And here you are. And you're a content creation animal right now, which is doing great. And now that we've done something, you actually have some posts that are ranking, page 1 in the snippet. So, and you're building your email list and you got a YouTube channel started, like all of those things, even though the money isn't there yet, it will be, right? You just got to keep the course. Best way to do audio download. Well, you got to create the audio download first. And then from there, you would just host it again on a platform like Gumroad and then offer it through a digital download there. A lot of people don't talk about Gumroad all that much. Gumroad has a really, really super easy way for you to offer digital products and also downloads. And they don't charge you unless you make a sale. So I really like that. It's got some limitations, but for starting, super easy. Super easy. All right, cool. So guys, if you have any other questions, drop them in the comments. We'll try to answer these in upcoming coffee talks. Is there something else that you want me to dig into? Was this helpful? Do you want me to go deeper in this topic? Do you guys want me to peel back the curtain on what we're testing? I just need to know more of what you want me to create. So this way here, I can help you guys. All right. And we can do that. And you know what? I don't even mind, we do this inside of Brand Creators Academy, but I don't even mind doing like one website review. If one of you has a website that you want me to do a review on and kind of share that experience here, again, time out. What am I doing? I am going to be able to show you through a website review, okay, some things that you could do to tweak it, to make it better, some opportunities you might be missing, right? I'm also able to show you now that that's what we do in Brand Creators Academy monthly, right? So if you want more of that, you'd probably want to join Brand Creators Academy, which by the way, opens on July 6th. See how that works? It's that simple, guys. Like you don't have to overcomplicate it. You don't got to get all uptight about, oh my gosh, I don't want to promote. I'm not promoting. I'm just letting you know. And I'm able to actually put a piece of content in there that will help you. But also if you join, you'll get more of that. If you don't join, it's okay. You're still going to be here, right? You just get more on the inside. So anyway, Mel says, I would love that. And then website review. Well, yeah, Mel, if you have yours and you want me to do it sometime, send it over. Scott@brandcreators.com. Maybe we'll turn that into a coffee talk. Talk on once we create content, how we promote it, the different ways to promote it. Cool. That's a good one. Nice work, Scott. You make me laugh. Well, good. Please do a launch psychology for physical or digital products. And I think what you mean there, Salma, is like going through how to bring awareness and then how to have people sell themselves that they need it. I think that's what you're talking about. And that is a craft, by the way, or a thing that you learn over time. And it's pretty interesting. Thanks for great ideas. Very helpful. Have a great day. Yes, you too, Rebecca. All right, guys. So that is it. And also, I should probably throw this up here as well. I'll give you 2 links. Brandcreatorsbook.com. If you want a copy, head on over. You can grab a copy over there. And you will also have the opportunity to grab the audio version if you want. Brandcreatorsbook.com. Go there. And then the other place to go would be brandcreators.com. And if you go on that page or on the homepage, you'll see a box that says the checklist. If you download that, that will give you our market validation checklist. It's actually our cheat sheet that I talked about earlier, and that will help you see these opportunities in your market. And it will also let us know that you're interested in building your brand. So head on over there and check that out if you're at all interested. All right, guys. So that is it. That's going to wrap it up for this little coffee talk. I'll be back here again tomorrow, 10 a.m. Eastern time. And any of you that are watching, that are here, that are in Brand Creators Academy, we got a call this afternoon. So make sure that you're on time, 2 p.m. Eastern time. All right, guys. Have an awesome day. Take care. As always, take action. And I'll see you guys tomorrow.